but wait a minute. I don't understand how you could say that you're not willing to rule that out. It's against the law. The law says, as I think you just said from the podium, and certainly the Attorney General of the United States said in congressional testimony, and in fact, the Defense Secretary said just last month in congressional testimony that it is against the law to move those detainees to the United States. So unless you're just going to let them all go, how could you close down that prison?
Well, first of all, nobody's talking about letting them all go.
Okay.
So we put forward this very specific plan for how these individuals can either be safely transferred to other countries, how they can go through a criminal justice process, or how they can be safely incarcerated here in the United States. That is a cost-effective plan that is consistent with our national security interests.
You've seen the congressional reaction to that plan,
Well,
right?
again, what I have seen is the plan that we have put forward actually lay out exactly why what our argument is reflects the facts. It reflects the facts that we can save money by doing it in the way that we've outlined, and it reflects the need to protect our national security. And we're interested in a serious conversation with Congress about this. Look, there is this emerging trend in Congress that has worsened in just the last few weeks, where Congress isn't simply in a position of just saying no. Congress is actually refusing to engage. They're not just actively saying no, they're refusing to do the basic function of their job. They're refusing to consider this specific GITMO plan. They're refusing to even consider the president's nominee to the Supreme Court. They're refusing to even take any sort of action on an AUMF. And they've refused to even convene a hearing to discuss the president's budget with the president's budget director, something that has happened every year for the last 40 years. So I'm not really sure exactly what they're doing in Congress. They're doing just about everything except for fulfilling their basic constitutional responsibilities.
But on this case, Congress actually has acted, and they've acted repeatedly, and they've acted to vote in a bipartisan fashion to say, no, they don't want detainees from Guantanamo Bay brought to the United States. So I'm asking you, if they don't act on this, if they don't approve this plan that you've just outlined, can the president still close that detention facility before he leaves office?
John, Congress specifically...
Yes or no, can he still do it?
Congress specifically requested this plan on this time frame, and we have provided it to them. So again, they're going to have to decide whether or not they actually want to take a look at this. What they have done thus far, as you point out, is put in place barriers that have prevented the administration from moving forward in this way. But by putting those barriers in place, they have led us down the path of a policy that wastes taxpayer dollars and makes the United States of America more vulnerable to terrorist organizations.
It's a really simple question. If those barriers remain in place, can you still close that facility, yes or no?
Well, the president himself has considered this question, and what he has said publicly is that our focus is going to be on working with Congress, and working with Congress requires presenting them a specific plan on the time frame that they asked for. That's exactly what we've done, and we're now asking for Congress to give it fair consideration. And I'm not going to speculate at this point if Congress refuses to do that.
And just one last